Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 20th of November. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, it had a good run up. Yesterday ended up on a positive day. Still got an untouched weekly pivot, but it doesn't look like it's in line at the moment, and maybe it will be missed again. It was missed last week actually. Last week we missed it. It was carried on its downward angle. Maybe we'll see a continuation of this move to the upside. Very choppy, horrendous day yesterday again. I mean, we spent the day before sitting in there in lots and lots of chop, and then it eventually had a bit of a movement. And well, yesterday didn't even have much of a movement. It just ended up in a chop. Where to then? Well, at the moment, a break of the trend across the highs there may see it run back towards yesterday's highs. Watch out. Or maybe a bit further. It seems that the higher lows, higher highs may be winning this game, but a break of the S1, well, it may have further downside before it retraces. I'm not particularly convinced with it. It's gone a bit ugly. The pound. Now the pound. We're just looking at this in our trading room here. It's in the bigger scheme of things, it's had a bit more of a bullish move of late. The polls last night, or the polls since last night's debate with the two potential PMs, hasn't really moved fantastically. It wasn't probably what the Conservatives really wanted. So we've sort of got this move here. Now we have got buy orders net buy orders sitting above current price levels. So perhaps post 8 o'clock, if we start seeing a push up there, along with that nice daily pivot, may provide us a move to the upside. Now, one thing to bear in mind here, of course, is the lower highs, lower lows. So it has started rolling a little bit here. So whereas if it'd been moving up in a more bullish mode, you'd have thought, well, okay, we'll break through the daily pivot and move on. Here it may be the stalling factor for the pound, but just need to see it post 8 o'clock. As I said, if it starts pushing up, it looks like it could be a trade for the long side. Dollar yen. So let's get to the dailies. There we go. So dollar yen's continued its route south at the moment. It certainly seems to be uncertainties and comments and negativity around the trade talks at the moment, and with between China and the US, and that's having a knock-on effect, and maybe money going to safety again. And well, this is the consequence of that, is that the dollar yen starts selling off again. It's just a currency it's in the middle of nowhere. It keeps getting hammered, really, in a sense. I don't think the Japanese particularly like it this strong. Anyway, lower highs, lower lows running through, and it's if anything, looks like it might continue in that mode with this sort of head and shouldery pattern that's sort of been kicking around there. Maybe if it starts breaking the neckline of that, it's got some more to go. But untouched daily pivot at the moment may just draw it up at some point this morning, but unreliable, I think, is the answer to that one at the moment in terms of its view. Aussie dollar. Now the Aussie dollar, the half decent update at the end yesterday, but following the overnight speeches, etc. If anything, it's put a higher low in it. If you could get through this mess of this death cross that's gone through there, maybe it could pitch up, but that death cross may be well, if we see a break of these lows here, potentially the S1 could be on, maybe further. So you look at across different time frames, 1 minute's looking a little erring on the more bullish side, then the bearish side, the bullish side, and here the bearish side maybe. So if it breaks to those lows, if it can hold and break above the 200, well, maybe that would be more of a bullish sign. But at the moment, the talk's not going particularly well. It's not helping the Aussie either. Dare I look at the Canadian dollar only on the hourly, but well, hey, look at that. Obviously something happening there, and a continuation through this morning. But I said in the big picture this week that the Canadian dollar is under the hammer, didn't expect that much of a move, but being hammered, certainly hammered at this stage. It's not. I mean, it's moved so far, it probably won't give too much for intraday today anyway. Let's have a look at the New Zealand dollar. Off a bit this morning, back into its daily 100. Started pushing up nicely again yesterday. Managed to pull back, as I said, in the morning towards that weekly pivot, which I'm looking on a much bigger scale for further upside on this, but bit of a bearish engulfing sitting there on the 4 hourlies previously, and then put an inside bar, so it slowed down that movement. But decent move up yesterday. Actually, it just continued its route there. I say a decent move. It was all relative. I think it moved up about 15-20 pips. So not massive. Maybe more. Where's it sitting at the moment? Well, I still like the bigger picture upside. Short term, it's bitty. If it breaks through this daily pivot, well, off towards the S1. I'm not looking to day trade it though, so it's really a case of looking at that bigger picture and thinking, well, actually, I want to hang into this and see if it can get back towards that 200 or more. Right, okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great day. Oh, did I look at the news for today? I didn't, because of course I hadn't mentioned the FOMC meeting minutes later. I don't think there'll be any great surprises in there. Most of the content of which will have been spilt by the speakers since that period, since the meeting. So don't expect any big surprises there. But I think we've seen intentions of no interest increases for some time, even if inflation rises, by the looks of things. So there we are. It's a flat one. That stagnation. There we go. Canadian data out later on. Then at 1:30 we've got the inflation data. That's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.